We are going to have some fun today, my dears. Today we are working on Roxy's weekly challenge from Rachel at Roxy Creations. This is episode or week number 5, and the title of her episode is Tall, Narrow, Collaged Stamped Tags or something like that. So I'm going to call it Tall, Narrow Tags with Stamping. What she did in her video was she spent part of it collaging in neutral backgrounds, and then she went over it with stamping. I'm going to cheat a little bit because I think sitting here watching me try to figure out how to collage something would not be the most exciting use of your time. And happily, I already have a bunch of these bases that I collaged last year. They're just sitting there waiting for me to do something with them. So we are going to use those, which is nice to have them already made up, and then we're going to play around with some stamps and stuff. And then if we get really bored, we might throw in some stickers or washi tape or something like that, okay? All right. Thank you for joining me today. My name is Marcy, and I'm so glad that you're here hanging out with me. If you're wanting to collage along, go ahead and get your glues and your papers, or get your stamping supplies, or just sit and watch and sip a cup of tea. I don't care. Just hang out for a little bit and let's see what we can make together today. Like I said, Rachel in her video started by collaging. She was using neutral papers and things to make backgrounds for her tags. And so since I already have these already done up, that saves us a whole lot of time. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut these down into tags that are roughly 2.5 to 2 3/4 by 6 or 6 1/4. Just depends. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. This one's 7, so that might be fine. So what I'm going to do is go ahead and cut up several of these off screen, and then we're going to play with some stamping. Okay, so I went ahead and cut up several tags out of some of those master boards, but then while I was cutting, I got another idea, so we'll hold on to this one for a minute or two. But all she really did was take all of her pretty stamps, and since she had created these neutral backgrounds, she just started stamping different patterns and things on them. So I brought over a few things. I thought it would be nice to have some that are masculine kind of idea, or beach, which is always popular. And then I have a couple of these ferns that are tall and skinny. I don't know why, I just love these. I'm drawn to those ferns. I brought over a mushroom stamp. I'd like to thank my friend Pam because she loves mushrooms, and Pam, it's because I saw this and because you love mushrooms. I saw this on eBay and I went ahead and bought it. So that's my one mushroom stamp. Then I have these pretty ones that are tall and skinny. I really like these. And then I have a butterfly. I have this one that looks like a label, and I thought maybe if it's not too wide, if I didn't trim them too narrowly, that might be an interesting thing to have on the front of a tag. Now these are all about, what did I end up with? Like 6.5, 6 1/4 by 2.5, give or take. So I hope that's not too tall. I really have no idea. She didn't actually give measurements. She just said she wanted some tall, narrow tags. So I guess it's really what you decide. So what I might do is leave a little space along the bottom, and then that way, if these wind up being too tall, I could always trim them down. Now another thing that would be good that you could do this for is, instead of making them into tags, is to turn them into belly bands for your pages. That would look really cool too. Or to do like a side tuck. So actually these don't have to be tags at all, but in the spirit of her challenge, we have to commit to making some as tags, okay? So let's, I brought all kinds of ink, so let's make some choices. Get moving. I've got 2 different shades of brown. The sepia, which is really pretty, and then the coffee, which I really like that. And then this is an old one. I found this at a thrift store. It's raisin, and it's kind of a cool, almost burgundy, but not quite. I do need to open this one. And then I have black, navy blue, and moss, kind of an olive green, which I always love stamping in olive green, so gotta have that one. Let's see. Oh, I also have this little set, which I love. Oh, look, I have 2 mushroom stamps. How nice. This is from Hampton Art, and I saw Celeste Gardner using this on her channel, and asked her about it, and went and found it. I think I found it at Hobby Lobby is where we found it. Or maybe I ordered it online. I don't remember. Probably Hobby Lobby. It's got that right there. Anyway, so if you're looking for that, it's Hampton Arts, and it was called, I have no idea what. It's a secret. But the SC1019 would be your item number, and then there's your not ISBN, that's books, your barcode. Although I don't think you can really find things with a barcode, but they look like this. And yeah, very cool. Very cool, very cool. All right. I also have this little one, and I think I got this. Looks like I got it at a thrift store. I just like the pattern on it, so I thought that would look cool. So let's line some up. Line up a couple and decide what we want to do. So I know that I want that label. And I think, well, it definitely has to go on one of these that's a little bit wider. I think that one would be cool. And then I want a fern. Now the one trick about this is that you need to make sure, if you're starting with a light color, you have a light colored ink. I'm going to tell you some stamping info because I used to be a dots demonstrator. Start with your lighter ink first and then go to your darker, because you don't want to mess up your ink pads by cross-contaminating with different colors. And you want to make sure that you're cleaning these off in between or stamping them off onto another sheet. And since I did not get myself a nice wet rag, I'm going to just try to stamp them off on this book page, which in and of itself makes something kind of cool too. So I want to do the fern, I want to do the label, I want to do my pretty birds. Let's see, how wide are you? I'm gonna have to go with some that are narrower too. Yeah, the birds will fit on that one. Mushroom, Mr. Mushroom, right there. And then another fern. He's kind of wide. I know, maybe it's crazy to line them up, but I don't want to waste a lot of time trying to decide. And that just seems kind of goofy. And then I got some narrower ones for that, for these blossoms here. This, if you wanted to try to find it on eBay or something, it's a really old one by Stampin' Up. It was a special one for when they did their celebration. Look, 2001. That's upside down. They would do their big sale, and then if you had a party, you know, it was one of the incentives for being a hostess. And this is actually from 2000. It's called Long Stemmed. Set up 4. So if you see them, I liked them because they had the beautiful flowers and the descriptions of them. But I definitely want to do some of those. And then I thought it might be kind of fun to layer them up with some of these. Okay, so knowing that I want my ferns in green, let's start with that. Yeah, this is one of my favorite colors to use when I'm stamping. I've kind of learned that olive green and mustard yellow, I kind of treat them like neutrals because I think they go with a lot of things, and I really do like creating with them. Okay, I'm gonna get it lots of ink. It looks like it's not quite inked up right in the middle, which is not helpful. This is a very juicy pad, so. Okay, and I'm going to go up a little bit, so if I have to trim off the bottom, I can. Let's do it this way. There's a little strip here, so if I had to trim it off, I would trim that piece off. There we go. Nice. And I'm going to turn this around. Try it like that. Make sure I can get it all inked. Oh, nice. I used these in that dinosaur journal that I made a couple of years ago. It was so nice to have these because they made it feel very tropical. So the other thing you can do, not that I'm intending this to be a stamping demonstration by any means, but as long as I'm going to do the techniques, I might as well tell you. So you can do, give it kind of a layered up look, a little bit of a background look by stamping it with the fresh ink, and then go and stamp again. And I want my bases to line up. I don't know if I can do this or not. Stamp again, what they call second generation stamping, so it's a little bit lighter. And that's how you get kind of that background effect. And then this one, I just want a little bit. So now I've got one where it's coming off. Isn't that cool? I love stamps. I have to say, I think that rubber stamps are a good investment because you can always use rubber stamps, you know? Okay, now this one, I have a little bit of ink left. Let's see, I need a scrap. I don't want that scrap. Let's see. Just need a scrap of paper. I'll do this one. So there's still some ink here, and I want to kind of add like the look of another piece of a fern coming up here. How do I want it to go? I want to think about how I want the fern to go. This might not work. There we go. Let's do it like this. I'm just trying to make sure I don't get extra ink on the tag that I don't want. Okay, so now he's got a little background shadow there. Fun, fun. I'm going to set these aside. They're pretty wet. They need to dry. Although I wanted to add a butterfly to this guy. And since these have a lot of pattern and words in the background, you can't really add a sentiment unless it was on a label or a sticker and then went on top. I thought this guy might look kind of cool on there. What color would I like him? Probably coffee. I think coffee would look nice. Should we have him go the same direction? Yeah, why not? Hope I'm not jiggling the table. I'm sorry if I am. Looky, now we have a brown butterfly with a beautiful fern. And because we have learned our principle of grounded, we want something right there. And because I have very wisely invested in washi tape recently, I can give it a grounded look. I like that one and that one. That one's blue. That'll do. Okay, those three. So this is Tim Holtz washi tape, and it's the French, which goes with that French industrial paper. I think I'll pull that one out too. I'm trying to look at colors and patterns that would be more versatile, you know? Actually, this one. So let's ground our fern, because he's not just floating in air, is he? There. Nice. You could wrap it around, but I'm going to just trim it. Maybe. Ooh, these are tough. Ooh, nice. Okay, I'm going to trim it with scissors. May end up having to tack that down now that I try doing that. There we go. Cool. Okay, he's grounded. Let's see about our other fern. He needs to be grounded too. Put your caps on your inks when you're not using them, because they do dry out. One thing I've started doing is buying the re-inker when I buy the pad. And then that way, because you know, sometimes they change up their colors or their designs and things, and then that way I can keep re-inking it. And truthfully, by the time I've re-inked these guys 5 or 6 times, that will probably last a lifetime for me. I don't think I'm going to need much more beyond that. This one, I would like it to wrap around a little bit. There we go. That looks cool. So just a little decoration back there. And then we need to trim them into a tag shape, and you can, you know, trim them manually or use another like store-bought tag as a template. But this one, I have this little, it's meant for tag corners, dog-eared corners, I guess. Is that, did I get it where I needed it to? So I thought I would use this punch because now that I know what it's for, I feel like I can put it to good use. Right here is showing the edge, the base that I did my collage on. Boy, no words. Where are my words? Good grief. Sorry, guys. Speed me up to 1.5 or 2 times if you need to, because my words are coming slowly. Anyway, I'm just going to cover that with some washi tape so that the base underneath doesn't show. If I trimmed it, this was already wrapped around, so I don't think that would have been good for it. Okay, so now look at us taking off in a new direction, our own tangent. So not only are we stamping, but we're also doing some tricky stuff and adding washi tape. We're embellishing. Okay, let's scoot that one over. Let's give him his dog-eared corner. Oops, that is not, it's like it's not getting in there all the way. Try again. There we go. I have seen these little punches. It's like a corner rounder, but it makes the angled corner. And I had seen them off and on for a while, and I could not figure out what this diagram was trying to tell me. I'm like, I don't know. But then I saw Melina Pilot using them one day, and she was making labels, and she was using this one to give her labels that the edges that have the mitered corners. And I was like, oh, okay. Now I feel like that's usable. Okay, we're going to close up the moss, and then we're going to go over here to our pretty bird. And I'm going to do him in black because he's nice and bold, and I feel like these seagulls would look really nice in black. Now see, I told you I was going to do it the other way, and then I didn't. I do have a problem with getting my fingers all messy when I do this, though. Oh, nice. Good coverage. There we go. Whoops, except for right here. Right through the middle. Come on, buddy. There we go. Now I got ink on my finger. Okay, so we're going to go up a bit. Oh, and look, it'll kind of be grounded anyway because it's got those lines. Uh-oh. I went too far to the right. I hope that's okay. The book page back there is talking about babyhood in animals, so that's very appropriate for birds. That wasn't intentional, but I'm glad it worked out that way. Oh, the bottom didn't quite come out, but that's okay. It blends in. It doesn't really show up very well, does it? Well, it might. It might be okay. Okay, let's trim our top. Oh, golly, it's just not, I don't know. I mean, it could just be because these tags are so, they're not completely square. They're not completely even, so I did try to trim them like that. Okay, so he could do with, what does he want to have? I've got like this postage symbol there. That would work. Oh, I don't have a stamping block. Well, what I have seen the pro crafters do is they just do it like this. I don't know how you do this without getting messy. I really don't. How can I be a serious crafter when I don't like to get messy? Let's put this up here. Hopefully that was straight. There we go. Now we have a little postage mark up there. That looks cool. And we'll stamp off. I mean, chances are I would use that again, but You can kind of go back and forth between a black and a dark brown pretty well without having to change up, you know, without having to clean in between, but I like the colors too much, so I definitely clean all of mine, but I have seen many who do not. Okay, this one kind of has that sea blue color on it. I'm just going to go ahead and go across this since it didn't stamp all the way. Oops. Oh, look at me trying to tear up my tag. There we go. So next time, when she does her next one, number 6, I kind of want to see if any of them can be combined into one video. So I might wait and just do 6 and 7 together, just depending on what she does. Or, you know, like this isn't a super involved video. That's turning out really pretty. I'm going to set that over there. And then, let's see, let's do our mushroom. So, let's see, here. I'm going to go grab a stamp block because this is going to bother me if I don't have one. There we go, I'm back. So I brought 3 because it really is easier to stamp with a stamp block. I'm thinking I could do this one, like up. Let's see, how would we do this? So, scoot that up a bit. I think like that. I wish now that I had a script. Now we need a script, but what if, would that look too busy? If I did that and overlapped that on it? Yeah, that might look too busy. Well, I can always stamp it, and if I feel like it needs script, I can go back over it. Because it'll, once I get it all stamped, it won't matter. It'll look like, it will just look like they're overlapping the other direction. Or I could go ahead and use this guy again. I mean, I could go like that and then have, what if I had him come off the edge and then that was up there? I don't want that one with it. I definitely want a print. I want a font. Okay, now I have to go back again. Hold on. Ooh, this one says Flora right up here in the corner, so I could do that. Okay, that would be cool. Okay, so I really think these guys need to be in black. And so we're going to do off the edge stamping now. This is turning into a stamping demo. Okay, let's straighten that up. Right about there. You want to give it a second for the ink to transfer and then make sure that you've pressed everywhere so that you get a good impression. Oh, that's so pretty. And then we'll do him. I haven't really used these yet. Sometimes you have to use them a few times before they turn out and give you a good crisp image, but we're just gonna go for it. Okay, yeah, see. And the beauty of acrylics is you can go back over that. So I'm gonna stick my head in the way so I can line this up. Press in the middle. See, I didn't even follow my own advice by letting it sit there for a minute. Oh, crap. Okay, we now have a short tag. Okay, now we have a short one, and we'll try again on a different one here. Not what we were hoping for. That was not the outcome we wanted. Okay, learning from our mistakes. Maybe I should do it this way so the bigger one goes off the edge, because the other one was harder to, a little bit harder to tell. Yeah, it's better. There we go. There we go, that should be good. Yeah, that's better. Okay, trying again. And a little bit off the edge the other direction. And this time we'll make sure that we press it all the way. Okay, that's better, much better. And then this one says Flora. Okay. Wonder if I should do it in a coffee color. Let's do it in coffee. Oh. Okay, so it's all one piece, which is fine, but it does make it tricky if you only want to use part of it, and also it's too big for a block. So we may have issues. I don't know. I need to go back to storing these guys upside down. I used to do that. Okay, here we go. I think I want it like that. And then let's just do this. I'm using the block so I can apply even pressure to the whole thing. Oh, nice. Haha, fun. We're having fun. Yeah, I used to store all these upside down, but the downside of that is that you can't see what color you're actually getting. Okay, I like how that turned out. Let's see, we need to give him his little dog ears. And if you don't want to do the tag corners, you know, the typical tag corners, you could always round them. Oh, nice. Yeah, I'm just going to wait and see, because if I use it in a journal and that's a little too long, then I can trim off down there. That turned out really pretty. Okay. If I do say so myself, I'm going to have a fun little time cleaning my stamps after this. Okay, who is next? Who's next? I need to... Maybe I can still salvage him. Let's see. Where'd the black go? He's just going to be shorter. He just won't be a tall tag. Let's do it like that. Not bad. Yeah, that'll do. I'm gonna call it good. So what have you guys been up to? I've lost my notes to tell you. Oh, still looking for another binder to use for my idea book, but hopefully next week I can go out to hit some different thrift stores. I'm gonna go get a pedicure. And be in a different part of town, so yeah, I don't normally get pedicures, but I'm getting older and my eyesight now, it's like when I have my glasses on, I'm too farsighted, and when I have them off, I'm too nearsighted, and I can't see what I'm doing, and I don't want to, you know, hurt myself by trimming my toe instead of my toenail. So I've decided I kind of have to start going for regular pedicures, just as basic self-care, you know. I mean, I go for my massages. That's good self-care. Let's see. Let's see if that'll work. Let's give it a whirl. Yeah, and I'm going to stick with the black because I think it needs the boldness of the black to show up against this darker page here. It's kind of busy. Here's one from The Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe, I think. Here's Aslan. Talking about Aslan. Aslan. How do you say it? Yeah, I used to work with a gal when I worked at the bank. She was from the East Coast. Not slamming the East Coast or anything, but when you live out here, the state next to Idaho, directly to our west, there are two of them. One is Washington. The other one is Oregon. And she was from, I think, Pennsylvania, I think, if I remember right. And she always said Oregon. We had New York Nancy, and then we had Della that was from, I believe, Pennsylvania. And do we have somebody else? New York Nancy, guess where she was from? Anyway. And they both said Oregon. I'm like, it's not Oregon. They're not 3 syllables, just 2. Oregon. It's faint. I don't know. Maybe it'll grow on me. I don't know. If not, I could always stamp this on a plainer piece of paper and just glue it down, which, as you know, is my favorite fix for stamping mistakes. Okay, so we're getting low on time, so let me do my next idea. And I really sincerely hope this works out. My next idea was, where'd that paper go that I was gonna do? I thought instead of cutting them first and then stamping, it might be kind of interesting to stamp and then cut. So these have to go, if we're wanting tall and narrow, we want it to go this direction. So let's see, do we want our rose in brown? Do we want it in green? I have navy blue. I have raisin. The options are endless. I say that in almost every video now, don't I? I noticed. Let's go. I think I want the butterfly in raisin, and I think I want the rose. Oh, let's go with this one. Sepia. And then we can throw in some pale green ferns. Why not? And we'll just stamp it up and then we'll cut it and see what we get. Because we might like that just as well, huh? What do you guys think? Never content to just do the project the way it's supposed to be done, but on the other hand, that's like literally the whole point of creating, right? You take it, you run with it, make it your own. Oh yeah, okay. Sorry, I'm seeing on my other stamp thing a couple of them I could use that would be really pretty with this. Okay. So yeah, take a second. I know you guys are so involved in watching me stamp, but take a second, take your finger, I know you're holding your device, and move it down to right about here, right below the screen, or it could be over here, and hit that thumbs up. Bam, bam, hit it. Give me a like. And pretty please. I'm not demanding, I'm asking nicely. Really I am. I should have brought over my gray. That would have been really pretty. But I didn't think about this until after. Okay, I think I want to do 4 so that I basically have 1 in each corner, essentially. And then we'll add in some of the other pretties. Oh, let's go this way. Yeah, so give me a like, thumbs up. Let YouTube know that you like this video and you like this channel, and hit subscribe if you haven't done so already, and you find you're watching me regularly, then please hit subscribe. And what was the other thing? Share. To share is to care, remember? Sharing means caring. Am I on screen? I found something cool the last time I went out to the thrift stores, and I'm not going to share it with you yet, but I think that in my next giveaway, I think that's going to be the thing. I think so. However, I don't plan to do a giveaway anytime in the near future. That being said, because I just did so many, did a couple of them. Well, I was hoping that would turn out better, but anyway. I think I want to wait till 5,000, I think. I hope. Okay, this still has some ink on it, so let's stick that there and see what we get. Huh, nice. And this maybe could frame, let's see, where do I want to put you? I want it to kind of wrap around and frame one of these. Let's try that, because it's still got some ink on it. So we're doing our second generation stamping. Yeah, that really did not show up. It's just very faint. So now you kind of know it's there. Anyway, yeah, so my next giveaway will probably be for 5,000, but I found something really cool. I was so surprised, so shocked. Kind of wished I had found it for me, but I had actually just bought myself one of these items, or received it, and then I found it at the thrift store, and I was just flabbergasted. I don't know if they really knew what they had. See, I want this to be faint, so we're gonna stamp off and then stamp on. Nice. And one more time, stamp off. We'll just go over where that label didn't turn out. Stamp on. Okay, now let's do our butterfly and raisin. This could just be a big old mess. I don't know. Ooh. This one is not super dark, so probably doesn't need to be stamped off. I'm not getting a super great impression anyway. Let's try that. Nice. Yeah, it's kind of a wine color. Let's see. Do I want another one? Let's go right here. Let's see. What else did I want to tell you about? I don't know. I talked about some of my stuff already in the last video. Not too much going on. Now I inked it up. Now I need it to go on something. Let's go on here then. There we go. Okay, and then the last thing I wanted. See, I have two of these. This one is a fern, and then this one has this, and I thought we could do these in the green. Let's see, where's my block? We'll do them one at a time. Green, where did you go? Here we go. And I think I do want to stamp off, stamp on. Just thinking of, that didn't turn out super dark, so let's try this again. Let's try it without stamping off. I'm hoping that fern image shows up. I want it to show up so you can really tell how much time we got. We gotta hurry because I gotta cut this guy apart. Oh, there it went. Let's do that. And give this one really fast. Oh, this one isn't even the fern, really. That's a type of fern, I suppose. Yeah, still in the green because it's a nice color. Let's see, let's put one here. Am I on screen? Am I working off screen? Bad to work off screen. Okay, let's see, I want to get this edge somehow. Let's do it like that, maybe. And then maybe one more, like right in here. Yeah, I'm gonna stick with straight angles because I've done straight everywhere else pretty much. I was thinking about angling it, but probably best not to. Wow, what a mess. Look at that, how we just made a huge mess in like 40 minutes and it's gonna take me an hour to clean up. Oh boy, oh boy. Okay. Okay, I'm going to put this on my cutting board, and then we're going to cut them 2.5 by 6 1/4. I think that should be okay. It's currently 7 3/4. First, I'm going to trim up the edges because some of them are raggedy. Let's do that. Okay. Okay, so these are currently 7 5/8 inches tall. So let's go with, let's see, if I went with 6, let's see, 7 5, if I wanted like, well, they're supposed to be tall and narrow, but I think I'm gonna go with 6, but then that only leaves me 1 5/8 inches. But that's okay, because then I could make skinny little tags for other things. Okay, yeah, let's do that. Let's go 6 inches high, give or take. My trimmer, of course, folds up right at 6, so it's hard to know. And then let's go about 2.5. Yeah, that looks good. Okay, close your eyes, don't look. And then we'll see what we wound up with, huh? Let's see, this last little piece here is 4 3/4. So I can do 2 and something. 2 3/4 is 6/8, 2 3/8. 1 2 3. Fractions, they're very important for crafting. Okay, so here's what we got. Here's how it turned out. Here's how our tags look. 1, which way's up? 2, 3, and 4. And then I have this little strip here. And then I can cut that into whatever that is. Like 5 by 1 3/4. Interesting. Let me trim that. So yeah, that gives me a couple little skinny tags. Oh wow, that is cool. Yay! Well, that's fun. That makes my other ones look kind of wimpy. So there's these. And then we had this one. And this one that I'm not super fond of yet. And this one is okay. Okay, I think I like this more full look. This one where we did mushroom, and script. I didn't think that would work with all the book page in the background, but maybe it does. See, like this one could use a little script right in there. Okay, I may go back and amend these. Just might do it. Let's see, actually. Which ones look the most naked to me that I would like to do that to? I think I have a second I can do that. This one is hopeless at the moment. I would stamp on another piece of paper and then put it on there. Yeah, but I really like how these look that are more full. So, let's see, let's put my little stamping page under there. And then we could do a similar idea and just stamp across. That might work. So many fun things to try. Okay, so let me get, okay, so this would look kind of cool. Sorry, I'm trying to figure out how to get it on the block without getting me all inky, and I don't think that's possible. And I'm looking for my other bigger stamping block that has now vanished. There it is. Put you on there. Okay. Let's do this guy in the coffee. See, and I didn't clean it, but I think it'll be okay. It's going to give it a weird color. Actually, let's put the two ferns closer together. That way I don't have ferns on my seagulls. Let's do it right about here. Can you guys see? Can you see what I'm doing? Yeah, I think so. There's that. And then let's flip-flop and do them. There's that guy. Let's do this one. Still using the raisin. Filling in right here. Nice. Yeah, okay, I do like it. I like it fuller, more in there to look at. Oh, that wasn't raisin, that was coffee. My mistake. What I do need is like a really pale, I should have brought the gray over. I thought about it and I was like, no, that's not gonna show up enough. But now, okay, so Flora, I could do this one in coffee again, like I did last time. I think that'll be okay because it doesn't have any green mixed with it, so it'll look completely different. And I'm just trying to line up my blank spaces so that I'm getting kind of a double shot here when I ink, when I stamp. Okay, I'm just gonna iron it. I've just developed a new stamping technique called ironing. Hey, oh yeah, that's much better, much better. Where's that little postage stamp looking thing? Postal image. Let's put you also in this shade, right about here, very lightly. Okay, yep. That did it. That's what we needed, folks. Okay, now I'm happy. Happier. It's probably like too busy for all of you. You guys are probably like, ah, eyeball strain. But I am happy. And then, oh, my little seagulls. Okay, so we had you, and then Flora and Fauna, where are you? But I think I want a different part of this stamp. Still in brown. Okay, so if I go right in here, that would look cool, wouldn't it? Okay, now I just put it away like a silly, silly goose. Coffee. Again, archival ink and coffee. And I want this part and this part, I believe, and that. Okay. Uh-oh. We don't want this right here. Now my wet rag is no longer wet, not helpful. Okay. If I leave those smudges, then it will get on my item, and then we'll be sad. Okay, I'm gonna put that kind of up and off. And we're gonna do our ironing technique again. How exciting! I thought I wasn't original, and here I am inventing ironing techniques, only now I can't see my bird. Unfortunate. All right, okay, we're gonna go with it. We're keeping it, keeping it. Could use actually just a little bit right here. Didn't turn up, did not turn out. How about, nope, still not turning out, okay. All right, oh, you know what I could do? I could just run some washi tape right there. So I do like that it's filled in. I'm just sad that my bird has now kind of gotten lost. There we go. Okay, and now these turned out really cool though. Very earthy tones. Very earthy tones. Nice neutrals. Will be great for a garden or a botanical nature kind of thing. Sadly, this is not an acrylic, or we could try to line it up, but if I tried that, we would just have a disaster. Okay. So I can always still just stamp it again on a plane. That one and this one are probably, just have to do it on some like coffee dyed paper or like an old piece of plain book page or something, and then lay it down. Okay, well, nothing ventured, nothing gained, but we still like this, and we still like this. We're back to where we were a second ago. And we like that. And am I in frame? No. Here we go. Let's go down here. I'm just gonna scoot these guys off. Anybody else have a dog ear? Nope. Okay, and then we had these that we did. I'm just gonna lay them every which way so you can see them. Hopefully you can see them. And then this little short guy. There you go. Do it like that. Okay, so that's it for today. That's that's how that little project went. And so you can watch Rachel's, of course, and see how she did all of her collaging and all of that. But I figured you guys pretty much know how to collage, right? You just take scraps of paper and glue them down to a base. And then she did about 3 layers. It was just basically so she could get it thick enough to be a tag, and mine were already thick enough. So lucky us, because that gave us more time to play. I'm trying to see if you can, trying to get these so you can see them better. I really like this with that little piece of branch right there. That's cool. I don't think I can get it so you can see them all better. But anyway, you get it. This was so exciting. It was fun to kind of try it out, but I think maybe next time we'll wait and see what the project is, and if I may wait for 2 and combine them. We'll just see. Okay, today we're going to read from Mary Englebright, another one of her little cute quotes. And it says, "Any day is sunnier that's brightened by a smile." I'm going to add, and a spot of stamping. Any day is sunnier that's brightened by a smile and a little bit of stamping, especially if you can iron your stamps like we did. So that is it for today. I hope you guys had as much fun as I did, and drag out your stamps and your inks. And if you don't want to do stamping, you could definitely collage like napkin or tissue paper or rice paper. You could do that kind of thing, or just decorate them up with ephemera that you already have, or pictures that you've cut out of books or whatever. But I think this turned out really cute, but I have to say my favorite are the ones where I just did the multiple stamps and then cut it apart. I think that'll turn out really cute. I will talk to you in the next video, but until then, everyone, be inspired and do something creative today. Bye-bye.